Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Bitcoin, helping you understand best practice and big picture. Obviously, happy Friday to you, and actually more so Black Friday, right? Happy Black Friday. I hope you're being safe out there if you're out shopping. And I'm curious too as well, is Black Friday a thing in other countries? If you are living in a country outside the US, is Black Friday a pretty consistent thing that you have to navigate yearly? So let me know, comment below if you have some thoughts on that. But when it comes to Bitcoin, we want to look at some key level resistances and supports right now, kind of identify overextension if there is any, and just kind of see where we're at. And if you are new to the channel though, just note, not a financial advisor, but I do love teaching people to trade. That's why I have a website where you can become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech. You can actually register to become a community member where we all learn and grow together. I have training videos, private training videos, and also send out signals for every single trade that I take. We took 98% from Bitcoin off of last 24, 48 hours, no, more so 48 hours. And then of course, in the full 7 days last week, we were able to get 150% off BNB. Again, we're not looking at phenomenal gains. They're really good, don't get me wrong, but they're consistently going up instead of the other direction, which most other folks are experiencing. So again, if you're not an experienced trader, help me help you, right? And furthermore, congratulations to Sack and Alexandru for just earning the new admin role. Greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining the team. Look forward to working with you. All right, so one last thing, of course, if you want to become the best trader possible, you got to use a great exchange. Bitget is a fantastic exchange. Link down below, of course, as well for opportunities to be able to benefit from a $10,000 prize pool monthly. All you need to do is use the link to register, and you'll automatically be eligible for that. It's based on volume and profit and loss ratio. Really cool experience. We have that really every 2 weeks, every other 2 weeks roughly per month. So in other words, there's a 2-week period each month for that for you to qualify. So check that out in your own time. If you have questions, comment below and let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. My contact information is also down below. So with Bitcoin, simply put, we're not back on track 100%, but we are making some positive strides over the last few days. Now, of course, you got to keep in mind, yesterday was a weird little doji candle. And when I say weird, just simply put, not a lot of volume based on the simple fact that it was a holiday. Okay, traditional markets were closed, things of that nature. You don't expect to see a lot of volatility in that sense. Now, today, of course, opening red for the last 24 hours, we can see that the main reason why is because traditional markets are, for the most part, down. Dollar index is up, and big surprise, value of the dollar goes up, Bitcoin value goes down. It's kind of a common occurrence, so we can kind of expect that to be the case for some time until, of course, it isn't. But for now, that's a very relevant thing. Also, further note here is the RSI is under 50 and above 30. All well and good. Not bad, not great, but still not bullish, if that makes any sense. And because if you take a look at the RSI's history, we have not been bullish on Bitcoin since November 7th. Coincidentally, FTX took a dump right at that point. So we got to recognize that, Bitcoin will break bullish eventually. It's not going to happen right away. We got to get above some strong resistance levels, such as 16,800, 17,600. There's some key levels that we need to break above first. Okay, so until we get there, we got to expect the price action for Bitcoin to kind of get stuck. It's going sideways or stuck on stupid, as I like to call it. Again, it's stuck on stupid because there's so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market right now that the price action doesn't want to recover because there's still fear of other exchanges getting liquidated or what have you. So you got to recognize there's a lot of little factors there. We do have some positive here, though, of course, some MACD convergence on the daily. I like to use this on the 4 hour more specifically to identify swing trading opportunities, but generally speaking, this is a very positive thing telling us that, hey, in the last few days, we've been able to recover from this dramatic decrease, okay? So again, it's taken roughly 2 weeks for that to swing positive, but the general sense here is that we could very well see further upside because of that, okay? So that's kind of just a foreshadowing type of thing there, letting us know that the 12-day exponential moving average is now intersect with a 26 in an upward fashion. That effectively just tells us that we're converging bullishly. That's really all it is. Again, mostly positive, but not phenomenal, because again, very last thing to note here too, simple moving averages on the daily, we're still well below all three. Okay, so until we can get back up above at least the 20, which is that green line here, then we're not going to really have much of a leg to stand on. So I think this next week will be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully we can go sideways and or up. For right now, it does look like it wants to go sideways and or up based on the simple fact that we are having a situation where we had that MACD convergence. The likelihood of a further upside seems greater. But we got to recognize too, we've got a kind of conflicting information here. The 4 hour, which is a transitionary time frame, is telling us that the price action is probably going to continue lower based on the momentum being lost in this smaller amount of time. So in essence, this push to the upside here has really just dramatically decreased in strength. And now that we're going sideways, albeit yesterday was a holiday and we got a weekend coming up here, we're pretty much at a point where the MACD is telling us it wants to diverge. It hasn't diverged yet, though. You got to keep that in mind. We're holding above 50 on the RSI. There's still some positive signs here. But what I would recommend doing is waiting for confirmation. Big surprise, I'm telling you to wait, but I can tell you that patience is key when it comes to trading. At this point, the likelihood of the price action going up seems greater, even still, based on us being above some support levels. And all in all, looking fairly decent on the moving averages too. But those aren't super relevant. The 200 is most appropriate. So again, until we close above 18,500, we don't really have, any type of bullish indication for Bitcoin just yet. Okay. So we'll kind of be stuck in this range for a little while. Furthermore, too, just to note as well, you can see this resistance level here at about 16,800. That is essentially a Fibonacci retracement level of 0.5. That's a halfway point of the retracement. Basically just telling us that that is working as resistance, and that's half the reason why we're not over 50 on the RSI on the daily, because we keep getting rejected at those points. So again, we're ways off from being bullish, but I do see that we have more indications of further upside than downside at this point from Bitcoin. Okay, we're holding fairly strong right now. You could even argue this is a bullish pennant type of pattern where the price action inevitably breaks the upside. There's potential there. I just wouldn't expect a dramatic breakout this weekend, considering we're moving into a weekend followed by a weekend following a holiday. You don't typically see a lot of price action that way, right? Excuse me. Sorry about the throat clears there. Some type of allergies or whatever, who knows. Funky stuff in the weather here, but I can't complain. It's like 75 degrees every day, so all well and good here in my country and or state. So here's what we want to look at on the hourly, is look at our 2D sequential, kind of see what's going on here. We've come up to previous nines, right? We had a 9 here, of course, got a little reset. The price action continued up, got rejected, comes back down to another 9. And big surprise, we are moving sideways ever since. So at this point, we're not seeing a tremendous amount of consistency of hitting those exaggerated points. So I wouldn't really say that we have much to disseminate from 2D sequential, but what we can do is look at the Ichimoku cloud and kind of see what's going on. So this tells us that if you had a long position open, you should have probably taken your profits by now. Not saying that we want to open a short, because conversion line and the baseline are both kind of really close to each other. The lagging span is below the price action, but barely, so it's pretty much intersecting still, and the current price is in the cloud. So there's really no reason to want to take a short position at this point. We don't have confirmation yet. If we do get a few hours below the cloud, then that might be a consideration. But I would say at this point, it's looking fairly safe here for Bitcoin. So not a lot of reasons to want to take a short. I would say there's more reasons here to wait for a long. That's just my speculation. But I think we get a candlestick closure today above 16,500. That'd be a positive sign going into the weekend. I'd really like to see that. Because right now, tentatively, we are seeing lower lows on the hourly and lower highs. Okay, so until that trend changes, in other words, we want to see higher lows first, then we're going to be in a position to expect the price to continue lower. Okay, but a closure above 16.5 would give us a little bit of salinity there, helping us understand that we could very well continue higher with some higher lows. Again, no confirmation just yet. There's no overextension much here to really base your trade off of. So again, the best trade you can make right now is no trade. So hopefully you're not over trading and doing anything crazy there. Do not get yourself wrecked in this environment. We want to sustain and be able to bounce back, right, when these kind of situations happen. So it's important to kind of play your cards right and not get too crazy. Again, check out my risk tolerance chapter in my private videos there if you are a community member. I think it's chapter 7. It's important to kind of refamiliarize yourself with that every once in a while, just so you can kind of calibrate, because emotions can get the best of us, especially in times like this. Okay, so just be cautious and careful, that's all I ask. And I hope that you continue to be an awesome person, an amazing trader. Thank you so much to all my current community members for just being amazing parts of my life. I look forward to continuing to working with y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.